Since as early as I can remember, I fell into the trap of believing that in order to have any value in this world, I always had to achieve. I still struggle with this belief. It's deeply ingrained in me that I constantly need to be busy doing something on a never-ending to-do list in order to be, I don't know, successful, accepted by others, feel worthy within myself. But when your body has finally had enough of all of the stress, and in my case, finally rejects your mindset and lifestyle by upping the chronic pain all over in order to force you to slow down, it's almost a blessing in disguise. I've heard it described before, this fast-paced frenzy to always be doing something like this, as not ever letting life get in the way of our productivity and seeing that as some sign of strength. These days, I'm finding the opposite of that to be true. I admit that I've sometimes fought with the idea of resting. I haven't listened to my body when it needed rest. I dismissed my mind when it pleaded for me to take a break. And I've resisted God when my heart was telling me to rest. Be still. Slow down. My entire being values slow living, simplicity, and mindfulness, yet this still seems countercultural. Thus, rest seemed more like a weakness to me. Like the world would fall apart if I didn't complete every task. Like I was being lazy if I wasn't continuously pushing myself to keep up with other people's ambitions and society's frantic pace. Let's pause and take a deep breath for a moment and compare the words rest versus laziness. The definition of rest is to cease work or movement in order to relax, refresh oneself, or recover strength. Whereas the definition of laziness is the quality of being unwilling to work or use energy. So there's a big difference between the two. One is about refreshing ourselves and recovering our strength from doing work, while the other one is about being unwilling to work. And work in and of itself isn't bad and can give us a sense of purpose. But I believe in the quality of work versus the quantity of work. The more unwilling I was to rest, or couldn't rest due to unreasonable work demands, the more scattered, discontent, anxious, and unpresent in life I felt, which affected the quality of my work because I felt drained. Like I said, lack of rest also increased my chronic pain. These days, I can't ignore my body's pleas to stop and rest anymore. Unfortunately, we live in a world where often the demands on us don't allow for intentional rest. So we have to deliberately seek it for our own body, mind, and spirit to refresh and rejuvenate our souls. I suppose what we do for rest can be unique for everyone. But for me, it was moving out into the woods to fully live and experience life. I wanted to connect with life again and not just exist in it. I knew in my soul I needed to be around nature, animals, trees. Trees, they're rooted, they're grounded. I feel like they cover me under a canvas of their protection. The branches, faintly rustling in the wind, whisper to my soul. For me, rest is playing with my dog in the woods as I feel the crunch of snow under my boots. For me, Rest is sometimes going for drives, surrounded by nature, the wide open road before me, and a spirit of freedom flowing through my body. For me, rest is intentionally slowing down in a room lit by candlelight and staring into the flames' warm glow while basking in the quiet, acknowledging soft murmurs from within. It's praying and reading words of encouragement that reassure me and give me the hope to carry on for another day. For me, rest is snuggling up with Elvis on the couch, and maybe my husband too. In the book, Rest, Why You Get More Done When You Work Less, Alex Suyang Kimpang says, "Rest is not something that the world gives us. It's never been a gift. It's never been something you do when you've finished everything else. If you want rest, you have to take it. You have to resist the lure of busyness. Make time for rest. Take it seriously and protect it from a world that is intent on stealing it." Psalm 62:1 says, "Truly, my soul finds rest in God." I hope you'll find more and more moments of rest in your own lives, whether it's taking a walk in the woods or just observing nature, or simply being still while slowly enjoying a bowl of comfort. And as for me, this new year, I choose to take my physical, mental, and spiritual health even more seriously than I did last year, and purposely find moments of rest for myself to increase my inner peace. Just because the world is frantic doesn't mean I have to be. Thank you for watching, and here's another video YouTube thinks you'll like.